This is a story which needs to come on Greater Than Podcast. Vikram is someone who doesn't have two hands. Without that, he started driving with his legs. You fought and you got the driving license. And you have a record in Limca Book of Records for getting a driving license at the age of 44.
It's actually not the age, but that I drive without hands. It was going to be difficult because I was the first one to challenge the law and it had never been done.
I'm going to go back and ask you how this happened.
June 1977, we all were playing on the roof. There was a high tension wire, 11 kV, which is 11,000 volts of current going across the roof. So the two of us were swinging on the guard wire and we were enjoying ourselves. We were going up and down, the feeling of inertia. So like a catapult, I went up towards the high tension.
The first time I met you in the training room, your enthusiasm, your attitude, the way you showed up for learning, it inspired me. Your legs today function as good as your hands. You just wrote for me on your book, Lukma No Hands. The one you wrote with your legs is so damn good. And I'm telling you, you're doing it so fluently also. I heard somewhere that you've raced in Rajasthan in a rally and you were runners-up, right?
Which is actually an international sport, an international event. And it's called the Indian version of the Paris-Dakar. First day, like within an hour, we got stuck so badly in the sand. Went ahead, got stuck again. So within, I think, hardly 5 minutes, we were like just digging ourselves out of the sand.
Tell me the story. I really want to know. I met someone in a Success Gyan training room who genuinely inspired me. And I'm so happy, so excited to have this conversation. Vikram, welcome to Greater Than Podcast.
Thank you, Suren, for having me.
I'm telling you, the first time I met you in the training room, your enthusiasm, your attitude, the way you showed up for learning, it inspired me. Then I got to hear your story and I said, this is a story which needs to come on Greater Than Podcast. So big thank you for taking your time and being in the studio. And I'm going to start with the first one which baffled me, right? You fought.
Yes.
And you got the driving license and you have a record in Limca Book of Records for getting a driving license at the age of 44. And you're covered in Times of India, across India for doing that. Can you tell me that story? How did that happen?
Well, it's actually not the age, but that I drive without hands. So that was the real,
That's the reason why I held it. I never told people what was the great thing about it. So Vikram is someone who doesn't have two hands. And I'm going to share the story. I'm going to ask him that how happened, what happened. But without that, he started driving with his legs.
Yes. So that was, I would say, the real challenge was actually getting the coveted permanent driving license, which I think a lot of people take for granted. But I realized that it was going to be difficult because I was the first one to challenge the law and it had never been done. They have never issued a license to anyone, even if they had one hand missing, it was considered that you can't drive. So I was really going up against literally like a concrete wall, and but I was very confident because I'd gone through the Motor Vehicle Act, the act that decides. So nowhere does it discriminate. In fact, they have a section. It's called the invalid carriage, which has been recently amended to now adapted vehicle. So they have it. Only thing is that it is not in practice and there is a bit of a gray area, you want to call it, and it was left to the authority to take, it's like a sort of a discretionary kind of a thing.
So you were actually driving with your legs, but you wanted a license. And the law very clearly till date had not given a license for somebody who's differently abled, right?
No, differently able as in like the paraplegics, so they have this hand control car. Where you have all the controls on your, basically on your hand. So they were being issued licenses.
Okay.
But without hands was something that was unthinkable, impossible, as I think people told me.
They assumed that no one is going to come and it's not going to happen.
Ironically, that is what is assumed about me in every case. When people look at a person like me, the thought that goes through their mind is that I'm totally dependent on others. I can't do anything.
No, I saw you in the training room. You were doing jumping and dancing on stage also. So for people who think like that, no way. Now tell me this first before we go to the license.
Yes.
How did you learn driving?
Uh,
Because the way we drive is hands on the steering.
Yes.
And you need two legs, one for your acceleration brake, right? That's a
Yeah.
standard. So how
Yeah.
did you learn driving first, even to think of it?
So now, if I may bring up, I actually do everything with my legs. Uh, so for me, I think it wasn't that difficult physically. I realized that it is feasible. Only thing that I needed was, of course, an automatic car. So I bought myself a Maruti Celerio automatic, and I felt that this much I can afford.
Which leg do you use for steering wheel?
I use my right leg for steering. So I made a small modification in my car because I couldn't reach the original accelerator, which is on the right side, with my left foot because I have to be, and then the posture was also uncomfortable. So I've got another accelerator on the left hand side of the brake pedal. So in my car, there are two accelerators.
So your brake pedal is here. Normally acceleration is the right side. For you, you have accelerator
Yes. So
here.
this foot comes up here. I'm able to grip the steering with my toes. Again, I evolve, as I keep saying, because initially when I was steering, it was like a flat like this, and I used to do that.
Okay.
Then gradually,
So you used to, okay.
Yeah. So gradually this thumb came under the steering now. And these toes now come on top. So now it's
So
a
you're kind of
proper
holding
grip.
it.
So now it's a proper grip.
Mm.
I can like easily turn left and right. So this foot is like this. It's resting on the door. So this gives me a lot of stability. If I go through a ditch or something, it doesn't come off. Had it been the other foot, maybe, I would risk that because it's just dangling literally. So that's why I've been using my right foot for steering, because I feel steering needs my right foot because it's my predominant foot.
Correct.
If I have to do any task, I use my right foot. The left foot is more to bear the load. If I'm
balancing.
The balancing, yes. So I can balance better with my left, keep my right up in the air. So it came naturally to me.
How long did it take for you to learn driving?
It came so fast, you can't believe me. I mean, it was literally something like a divine intervention. I felt like, I was meant to do this because I had only taken a trial. Like I went twice in that vehicle and I just got that feeling like, hey, I can do this. All I need is a little practice.
All of us took at least a few, I don't know how many days with our instructor to get that done. Because even you used to hold starting, it used to go like this. And you're saying with your legs, you got it right in 2 times. Oh man.
I keep saying this, I'm bringing it up, that it's not about having hands or not having hands. It's the attitude. It's how you perceive any situation. I don't consider it a challenge. A lot of people have a fear for driving and are scared maybe, of causing an accident or being involved in an accident. I think my mother, I would say, made me pretty fearless. So that was never a thought on my mind. And of course, you need to believe in yourself.
Yeah, you just spoke about your mother. I remember. We're going to go there. But first tell me this. So you started driving and now you wanted a license. Then you realized that nobody in India has got a license like this.
Yes.
So how long did it take for you to really fight and get it done? First tell me that. How long did it take?
Surprisingly, not as long as I had actually, I don't know whether I should say hoped, because I thought I might have to fight and maybe take it up till the Supreme Court, maybe, challenging it. But it took only 15 months. From that moment I applied for the learners to the time I got myself a permanent license, it just took 15 months. And to tell you the truth, I was a little disappointed.
Yeah, I remember the quote I read somewhere. You said that learning to drive was much more easy than getting a license.
Of course, because see, when it came to driving, that was dependent on my skill and me. But getting the license, I had to convince the authorities who already have a very negative mindset. Not negative, if I may say, they have a very narrow mindset. And unfortunately, they lack exposure and they've not come across a person like me. And that's why I feel that, the biggest difference I made is that I made people realize that having hands or not having hands it doesn't make a difference. So I suppose changing the mindset has become sort of my mission now. Trying to, tell people that don't judge a book by its cover.
Yeah. Vikram, what inspires me? Not only you got license, but today you have inspired 18 more people to get it. which
Sir,
is amazing.
in fact, that has given me the maximum satisfaction.
Mm.
To be in a position where you can help others. I think for me, getting my own license was not, didn't give me so much satisfaction as actually helping others. So I've actually been instrumental in getting these 18 people that you refer to licenses, because naturally after I got my license, and thanks to the media, it was like, it spread like wildfire. So then people started approaching me and asking for my guidance and help. And that's become my mission again.
Mm.
I speak with authorities in the state. I convince them also, and that has actually what's given me the maximum, I would say, happiness.
Yeah, you've done a lot of stuff that can inspire people, Vikram. I'm going to go back and ask you how this happened. Were
Oh,
you born
yes.
like this or something happened?
A lot of people actually have the impression that I must have been born like this, because I'm quite adept with my feet. So a lot of people feel that this must be by birth, but that isn't the case. Till the age of 7, I was like any other child.
Mm.
I was healthy, I was mischievous, naughty, and the younger of the two. I have an elder brother. So young ones are like the pampered ones.
Yep.
So I was like going about like any other child. But October it was. Oh no, sorry, June 1977. My mother, my elder brother, and we actually went to somebody's house to call on them.
Mm.
And they also had kids, so we all were playing on the roof.
Mm.
And against all safety norms, there was a high tension wire, 11 kV, which is 11,000 volts of current, going across the roof.
Oh boy.
Not even on the side, just like going diagonally across. So the kids who used to live there, they used to swing on the guard wire regularly. There's a supporting wire which is called the guard wire. It doesn't have any current. So these guys used to actually, or this guy used to swing on it. So that evening, I joined him. So the two of us were swinging on the guard wire, and we were enjoying ourselves. We were going up and down, the feeling of inertia. And without any warning, because I think he never done it with two people, because it was moving too violently, so he let go. So like a catapult, I went up towards the high tension wire. And not
so there's a high tension wire, there's a wire below that which had no current, and you guys were just playing around.
We're just going up and down,
up and down. So he let it go, and
I was like, yes. So you can imagine like a rocket, I go up.
That was a freak accident.
Yes, and not realizing the risk involved.
For no fault of yours.
No fault of mine. And if I'd let go, he would have gone up. So either him or me.
He also just did for fun, not that he wanted to do this.
No. I don't think anyone realized. In fact, the family living, had they known that the kids were doing this, they would have been reprimanded or something, But
so what happened when you hit?
So when I went up, I think I came in the flux. I don't think I went and touched the wire, but there's a flux around which pulls you in, sort of. So that pulled me in. There was a major flash. There was a sound literally like a lightning striking, because there was short circuiting. But luckily, because my feet were not on the ground at that moment, so it didn't find any earthing. So the impact remained or was only till my hands.
So which means you hit it, and it was one immediate impact, and you fell down.
No, I got knocked out. My hand was clasping, and it stayed in that position. So I'm knocked out cold. There's literally smoke coming out of my hands because it's completely charred. It's like completely burnt. But the bone just got like, just like a clamp. It just stuck.
It must have been extremely painful. Were you conscious?
No, I was knocked out. I was immediately,
Gone.
I was unconscious. Yes. I didn't feel anything.
Okay.
It was like so instant. I didn't feel anything.
So it happened in a flash.
It happened in a flash. Literally, my life changed in a flash. Literally.
Okay.
And of course, there was pandemonium because my brother was standing there. He witnessed all this actually. My mother was sitting downstairs with the lady in the lawn. So they just, there was a like pandemonium. Nobody knew actually what had happened.
Yeah, it was just a fraction, right? It just hit and
yeah. So nobody knew, and they didn't even know whether the current is still on. So when they came, so they used some wood they hit it on my hand so that I would open it, or I would just it'll come off on its own, because they didn't know whether the current is still on. So nobody wanted to touch me also.
Correct.
So I was finally brought down, and my mother called my father that this such and such thing has happened. So I was rushed. first to the local hospital, which is like a district hospital,
Mm.
taken to a bigger hospital. But then finally, the doctor said that I should be taken to one of the metros. So I spent 3 months in Bombay Hospital, Bombay,
Mm.
because they
How
were
old
trying.
were you?
I was little less than 7.
7 years old.
October, I would have turned 7.
Mm.
So I was, so I spent 3 months in the hospital. They were trying to save as much of my hand as possible because it helps later on when you get prosthesis But then finally, gangrene had set in.
So they wanted to save as much as possible so that they can fix it.
Yes, because every inch counts.
But gangrene set in. So which
Yes,
means
because the flesh is dead. They tried to revive the flesh. You
Mm.
go through a very sort of a difficult treatment. So, but then finally, they sort of had to
amputate. That's the
Yes.
only option, or else the gangrene will spread across the body.
Yes, that's the only option. Otherwise, gangrene would spread into the body, and then that'll be fatal. So that's what the doctors told my parents. Said, like, you have to decide now.
Did you know what was happening that time? As a
Not at
7-year-old?
all. Not at all. I would like to use that proverb, ignorance is bliss, because my parents made it a point that no melodrama in front of me.
Okay.
Even in the hospital, my parents never cried in front of me. Even if relatives came, they were sort of coached that you're not going to say anything negative.
Mm.
Like, Vikram should not feel that something like so drastic or so tragic has happened.
Mm.
So I never realized actually what had happened to me. And at that age, as it is, I didn't have a lot of use for my hands. Because I come from a fairly good family, so there was help to like bathe me and feed me, and so as you grow older, I think things get really difficult.
Correct. So doctor said amputation. You got amputated. When did you get to know? You woke up after surgery.
So I woke up, I gained my consciousness, and of course my family, the entire family was sitting, surrounding me, and my mother was sitting on my bed. And then in a very calm voice, she's kind of told me what happened, although I didn't understand a word she was saying, what gangrene is and whatever. But she said, like, we had to cut your hands because, otherwise you could have died. So that part I kind of understood, that it was unavoidable. But she said, don't worry, it's like whatever the future, whatever will happen, we are there for you all the time. So I think for a child, if your mother or your father says that, don't worry, that gives you hope. I think that gives you a lot of consolation that, your family is going to be there for you. So I think for me, that was enough.
I think your mom has played a major role in your life, right?
I can't thank her enough. I can't tell you. She is the architect of my life. Whatever I am, my spirit, my outlook towards life, everything, she is the one who has instilled that in me. As I grew older and I became more independent, but still we were like best of friends. We used to have similar taste in food and entertainment, and we used to actually, and she shared so much with me, in spite of I had my own sort of thoughts and this, but she would read something nice, she would come and tell me.
No, hats off to her, just for her sheer dedication, commitment to inspire you, so that this is just nothing. You can just move on with the life. Yes. Just to give you that stability in life, right? Yeah, because, so hats off to her. Just hats off to her.
I had lost all my confidence. Because I did become a little conscious of my appearance. If nothing else, the appearance. When I looked into the mirror, or when I saw everybody around me, everyone had hands except for me. And naturally, I could hear people talking behind my back, like, feeling sorry for me. So I was down in the dumps.
How did it work on your head? See, one of the questions, when you're 7 years old, I remember when I was growing up, when you're 6, 7 years old, you're going to come back from school, throw your bags and run to play.
Yes.
2-3 hours, just play and come back, right? That's a daily ritual for us. How was it for you? Suddenly one day that stops.
No, it completely stopped because I couldn't get admission in school initially. I didn't have the courage to actually go out and play with the kids. I would just stay indoors. And I think my mother could see that, and she realized that she had to do something about it. Otherwise, I would, never come out of it. So she insisted. She asked, like, what's happening? I was like, what if they make fun of me? The typical thing, And what if this happens or what that happens? So she said, look, unless you try, how would you know? In the sense, this is all in your mind, but it is not probably, going to plan out that way. So give it a shot. And, I think she realized that I needed to be kind of, comfortable with myself. And see, she said that it's not your fault. It's not that you did something wrong. This is an accident. It can happen with anyone. So you don't have to feel guilty or ashamed or, conscious of that. And if you're okay with yourself, probably you will be accepted faster.
Yeah.
If you kind of run away from yourself and you're trying to dodge the questions, kids have a lot of questions. So she said, if they ask, just tell them what happened to you.
I agree.
The curiosity is gone. You're like accepted.
See, your mother has really, really been that pillar of strength for you, right? Just working. I just want to take a break and tell that I lost my father when I was 18. And we had 24 lakhs as loans. And I had a younger brother. And I'm telling you, my mother's, whom I call an Iron Lady, the way she brought us up.
Yes.
And today, whatever we are is because of her. I can see the same thing there. And to all the mothers who are watching there, big thank you.
Yes.
I don't know. You're just God's form in earth. That's what I feel, correct?
Yes.
They're just divine form on this planet. And how they show up, how they stand, is like mind-blowing. So, big thanks.
Of course. They are the real heroes, I think. They are the ones who really shape how the children or the future turns out. So I owe everything to her.
Yeah. Now tell me this. Now you started slowly playing. How did you start consciously using your legs as your hands? That's what I'm curious about.
So imagine, just think of, if you imagine that I never swam before, when I had hands. But after the accident, within like 6 months, I was told that my elder brother, they used my elder brother as a
leverage.
Leverage. That Vivek, and of course, sibling, not rivalry, but I always felt like Vivek always got the better deal, if whether shoes or toys or whatever. So I always wanted what Vivek had. So I was told that Vivek is going to go and learn swimming. So can you imagine that I volunteered? I kind of said that.
How old were you that time?
7.5.
Same, within 6 months of this.
Before I turned 8. And I was like, hey, I want to swim too. So they're like, do you want to do that? And I'm like, yes. So they're like, okay. That was a plan, sort of. They actually wanted that I should go.
But they knew how to.
If they had said you should go swim, I would have said, no, I don't want to do this. But they use
Vivek as a bait.
Yes, as the bait. So I said, I'm going to do this. And of course, the coach in this club, he was also, I think, very confident that, you can swim. So I started learning swimming now without hands.
Wow.
It was, and again, I never, because if your parents tell you can do something, I have no reason to question that. Why would I say, oh, what this happens or that happens? If they feel that this is safe for me, good enough for me, that ways.
How long did it take for you to learn swimming?
About 7-8 months, maybe. Wow. Initially, I used to wear a float, and so I swim, on my back sometimes. It's like a polar bear would swim or something. Or I even do the, crawl kind of a thing. And if I may say so, I'm a very good swimmer. I've swam in the ocean and I go really in.
Really?
Yeah, I've been in Miami and Phuket.
With all the tide, everything.
All the tide, everything. See, it's all in the mind. If you can swim in a swimming pool, why can't you swim in an ocean? There is, of course, a current and that is pulling you in, and the thought, and, the thought of jellyfish. That is the only thought that I have in mind, that I hope I don't get stung by, but otherwise, I just love it. It's a very liberating feeling. In a sense, to be able to do that.
Because Vikram, what you said is right? Everything is here only, right? It's here. Because anything created or done in this world was first created here, first believed here, before it came in reality. And you're such an inspiration, because for me to learn swimming, I still don't know swimming, by the way. Very sad to say this here, but I'm going to start now. For some reason, I've been putting off. But it's a tab, like it'll take, I don't know how long it'll take, blah, 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 some story I'm telling myself. And you're saying you just went and learned, and today you swim in the ocean also.
So it's actually, again, as I said, if you doubt yourself, half the battle is lost.
I agree.
So it's like you want to do something, you just go with that mindset that I can do this. It's as simple as that.
So swimming before 8 years old.
Yes,
Then when
and
did
then
you
of
start
course,
writing? Because now I know your legs
So-
write as good as your hands.
in fact,
Better than your hands, in fact.
Yes, because before the accident, I used to get extra marks, grace marks for my handwriting.
So you're always good at
So
handwriting.
I was like conscious that, okay, now I have to come back to that level. So again, coming from a service class background, education it was very important, for my future. So that is what parents focused on, my education. So naturally, I had to practice writing. So I think mother had either heard about it somewhere, or somebody told her that, it's somebody who writes with his feet. So she came to me and said, I heard this, and would you like to try it? She always posed it like a question. Would you like to do it?
She did not enforce it,
No.
but she kind of inspired you,
Yes,
said,
I
and
mean,
gave you the choice.
Yes, I don't know if the right word is manipulation, but that's how mothers work.
Yeah.
They use all kinds of techniques.
They know what works on you.
What works on you?
Yeah.
So I said, yeah, okay. I said, fine, let's try it. So she got these cursive writing books for children.
Yep.
And she would actually spend as much time with me. She made sure that it wasn't just you do it, I've got so much work to do. She would sit there patiently because she knew I'm going to get frustrated. She knew that it's not going to work out. So she would be there just to keep me calm and keep telling me, like, don't give up, in the sense, I know it's hard, but you should just practice. And she would make it fun somehow. She would make it interesting. There wasn't like a pressure. It wasn't like you have to do this.
How long did it take for you to write?
Oh, it took me a long time.
Yeah.
Because, to get that control on your foot to do something so delicate or something.
You just wrote for me on your book, Lukma No Hands.
Yes.
And I just love the way you wrote, and your handwriting is way better. Mine is bad, by the way. The one you wrote with your legs is so damn good. And I'm telling you, you're doing it so fluently also.
Thank you so much for your...
No, you have to see my handwriting. I'm not bullshitting here. It's the truth. Okay, but you're so good, and your legs today function as good as your hands. It's amazing just to watch you. And today, people say this is challenge, this is challenge, this is challenge, and here's a man who says, "No, I'm normal, and I can live life the way I need to do with full josh."
If I may say so, I'm actually addicted to challenges now. It's become a part of what drives me. I need to create challenges. If they're not there. So I guess that's my now called my attitude, or that is what...
No, you said challenges drive you. From
Yes.
there, I'm going to pull the word drive because I know something which
No,
you
but
love doing.
If I may share, so while living there at that age, so finally I went down in the society and I confronted these guys who used to play. I used to watch them from my balcony. And so I learned skating. I started playing football with them. They used to skate. I would skate. I would fall. My knees were
So
always...
football, skating, swimming.
Swimming.
Is there anything you've not done?
Well, I've even played tennis, cricket. I've tried badminton and squash, but I wasn't very good at it, so I let it go. Table tennis. Tennis, I played pretty well. Apart from service, because that was something I couldn't do. But my volley was better than most people, that kind. I used to use a very heavy Slazenger racket because I need that momentum, to send the ball back. Similarly, I think cricket bat, again, I would hold here on my shoulder, left shoulder. And I like fast bowling because, again, the faster they come, the faster you can send it
I'm
back.
telling you, I just want to pause and just say thank you for being in this podcast first. I'll tell you why, because it's just inspiring to hear you say what you do and the way you say it with full josh. Here's a man who's living life fully. So thank you just for being an inspiration by just doing what you're doing. You don't need to do anything, just by living life the way you're doing.
No, but
Thank you for
Suren,
being
I
that
think
inspiration.
Thank you for giving me this opportunity. And again, I owe everything to my mother, so, and again, I consider myself very fortunate. I had an amazing set of parents, a very loving elder brother, my teachers, I think they worked really hard on me, gave me the opportunity actually to prove myself. My friends, they have played a very important role. my wife. So I think I'm just blessed.
We're going to talk about Prachi, your wife, a little later. Okay, let's talk about the drive word here, racing, right? I heard somewhere that you've raced in Rajasthan in a rally and you were runners-up, right?
See, I've been a major motorsports enthusiast. I've been following F1, Michael Schumacher, I think he was my idol, Senna, so again, and somewhere why I would long for that is because I got this feeling that maybe I will never get a chance to do this. It was one of those things that while growing up, I don't think I ever thought I will get a chance to drive, let alone compete in motorsports. So I think there was a longing for that. So, when I was actually struggling to get my license, a lot of people would, you have people who will always come and dissuade you.
Correct.
Or try to discourage you. Why do you want a license? Have you not seen the traffic? And what if you were involved in an accident? So I had no way of responding to them. So I would say, no, I want to get into motorsports, so I need this license. So that is why I'm applying. So somewhere that stuck and manifested, because after I got my license, within 1 year, I'm approached by a event organizer. They organize a TSG rally, as it's called, time, speed and distance rally. They do a superb job. So actually he came to invite me. I was sitting in my office and he walks in and he's like, we'd like you to come and participate. And I have this, I don't know whether it's a good quality, if I may say so, I can't disappoint people. If you put your faith in me, I'll do my best. I might not succeed, but I'm not going to say, no, I can't do this. What if this happens or if I fail? You put your faith in me, I will not let you down. So when he said that, I said, okay, fine, I'll be there. And then of course I needed a navigator, because a TSD, it's a team sport, like driver and a navigator. So I needed somebody to, again, trust his life literally in my hands, on my feet, sorry. So luckily, a guy, he used to play football with me. So he volunteered, I'll come with you. So I'm like, great. So now I have a navigator. And so we went. And at that point, I didn't have a rally car. I had a Celerio, which is a city sort of hatchback. So fine, I said, look, I'm not going to wait. So we went as amateurs, and I get a call when the PD was supposed to take place, the prize distribution, that I hope you're coming, and because you've inspired so many people. Because first day we reached there, a lot of people assumed that I am the navigator. Okay. Because that is all I can do.
That's the general assumption.
So the other guy must have been the driver. So every time when I told them that I am the driver, their jaws dropped. This
was a rally for normal people or different?
Regular.
It was not for different able.
Not at all. I will never compete in that category. That is something that I've never considered myself.
So this is a rally for regular people.
Regular people.
And you came in. Oh boy, tell me the story. I really want to know.
So you can imagine, I walk in and people start having their assumptions. So first when they were told that I'm the driver, the jaws drop. And then, because when they realize that I've finished the same stage, what they've gone through, they will literally come and touch my feet. Literally. They're like, boss, you can drive, because they've gone through the same struggle and I've just come right behind them. So anyhow, so when it came to PD and this guy said, you've inspired everyone and we'd like to have you there. So we showed up, and this friend of mine and we were not expecting to get any prizes. So we are looking at the buffet, what's there to eat. And then the prize distribution starts, and we came first in the amateur category.
Wow.
In the first attempt ever. I barely, started driving with a license, and we just came first.
How many kilometers was it? It was on sand dunes?
It's 2.5 days.
2.5 days.
There are stages. So you cover close to around 350, 400 kilometers. You have a night stage, which is the most exciting. You're driving in darkness. And it's around the time when there is, the rains are there. So it's slushy.
Okay.
So your car's going like this. And
this is on sand dunes.
This is the first. This is near Indore.
Near Indore, normal roads.
No. This is again off-roading. See, it's all these village roads, and you drive on all kinds of terrain, surface, but not tar.
Okay.
So it's not tar. Riverbeds. It could be slush, and So this was the first event, Then comes the big one. This is the desert storm. Again, they heard about me. I got a call from the organizers. Would you like to participate? We'll give you a concession because you have to obviously pay. So I again turned to my friend and I was like, do you want to do it? And he's like, yeah, why not? I mean, it'll be fun. So we actually get into it without putting my thought, for the fun.
Just for the fun
the
of it.
experience, for the exposure. So we went.
How many cars were participating in that?
Oh, that was it's called the Desert Storm, which is actually an international international event. And it's called the Indian version of the Paris Dakar or the Dakar race, because it's held, it's in Rajasthan and you're actually driving on sand dunes and sand and different kinds of sand. Like Bikaner has this very fine powdery kind of sand where cars get stuck. So we did a little bit of research and we're like, fine, again, scenario.
Same car.
I don't have another car. I'm not going to buy another vehicle for this. So I'm like, let's go. So we drive all the way to Delhi first. They call you there for the, the ceremonial flag off. And we actually felt like village, pumpkins or stupid, in the sense, because there are people who come in gypsies, who have come in all kinds of 4x4s. And there we are driving in a literally, I don't know if you see that Herbie Goes Banana or Herbie. We got the same feeling that, and we were feeling a little awkward. You're like, should we go back? But anyhow, so we walked up and we were trying to be a little cheeky. We thought, let's compete. And nobody knows that we came first because the FMSCI, the Federation of Motorsports Club of India, which organizes, they have a rule that if you have a podium finish, then for the next 3 years, you can't compete as an amateur because you proved yourself.
Correct.
So you're a professional now. So I said, nobody knows. Let's fill a form for amateur. So when we walked up to the desk and we told them okay, so this guy looks up and says, hey, haven't you guys won this rally? And we're like, yeah, so you can't compete in this. You have to compete as a professional. So I told my friend, look, we are not going to win in any case. At least when you go back, we can say we competed with professionals.
Correct.
We were in a much tougher category. So fine, okay. So the event starts. And first day, within an hour, we got stuck so badly in the sand. Went ahead, got stuck again. So within, I think, hardly 5 minutes, we were just digging ourselves out of the sand. And more than me, of course, my navigator had to do all the hard work. So I said, boss, I think we made a mistake. I told him that we made a mistake. We come in the wrong vehicle. This is not for us. And I think we should quit, because I realized that I'm the one who just sitting there. Ankit was his name. He had to poach, I had to get down.
And get it out.
Yes, and get it out of the sand. And I said, this is just the beginning. We've got 5 days ahead of us. And if this is what I will subject him to, then I might as well accept that I made a mistake. He said, no. He said, boss, we have come all this way. We are not going back unless we have a breakdown or something. But we are not going back. And you don't worry about me.
It's amazing, Vikram. How do we find such people in our life, right? They come and say the right things. That's
God
what
sent.
Yeah.
I think God sent. If Ankit hadn't, anyone else would have in his position said, yeah, let's go back.
Correct.
Realizing what is in store for him, because I can't. Eventually, I used to get down from the car with my foot. I would start shoveling the sand from underneath the tire, So I've also done that. But he had to do the bulk of that work. So had it not been for Ankit, I think we would have quit the first day itself. And a lot of people did quit on the first day. A lot of regular people quit within that 1 hour.
So you made it the first day.
So we made it the first day. We somehow hung in there for 5 days. In fact, we would get a lot of advice because, see, a lot of people are rooting for me. I realized one thing, that another thing that makes the difference is that everyone wants me to succeed. It's like I have their blessings. That is something
That's a typical human. I think the essence of a human being is deep down, we want everyone to win.
Yes.
And we want the underdog to always win. Correct?
Exactly.
We're always saying, oh man, this man has to win, right? I think that's a typical human behavior. Yeah.
So all that positive vibration, call it like the vibe. I think that is what has excelled me. No matter what activity I do, I think I have a lot of blessings.
So you still went ahead and completed the 5 days.
So they would say that, okay, fine, you guys don't have to be first. You don't have to but just make sure that you like going to hang around like till the last day, because actually there are a lot of breakdowns that happen, and we didn't know that.
Mm.
So we hung around, and again, we didn't know what we had done. But then during the PD, our names are announced. We came second runners up in the professional category in our first attempt at the Desert Storm. That is, I'm telling you, I don't think it has been achieved or done by anyone. I don't think it has been achieved by anybody.
How did you feel?
Elated. I mean, the entire fraternity is there. They're all like giving us a standing ovation. Ankit and I are on the stage and receiving the trophy. And it was very surreal. I mean, like, you just imagine this stuff, like, in your head when you're making things up, like, you're winning this or winning that. So to actually come second runners up in the professional category.
Exactly. Not
in
even
a scenario,
Yeah.
in a Maruti scenario, which is not, I mean, your first or not
Just
even,
think about the odds. The car is, you're not your regular car.
Yes.
And you are differently abled. We know
Yes,
that,
yes.
correct? And you've never competed before in that
Yes.
circuit. You have no clue what is in store. Just think the odds of even finishing.
So,
Forget being second
I
runners
ask
up.
you that, Suren, like, so don't you, I mean, you can't help thinking that there is a plan, there is something, happening behind the scene. Someone up there wants that I should, I don't know.
I understand, Vikram, there's someone there, but still, there's someone here who never gives up, is what I see. Someone who believes that he can do it. Someone who believes in the people who believe in him. And someone who believes the higher force. That's the package I see. And I see you do it so free flow, casually, that it's second nature for you. It's no effort at all. It's like second nature for you. That's what I can see.
See, I like to believe that I do it, but there is a thought process behind. But again, it's not like a negative way. It's not, I don't pressurize. See, I'm not trying to prove anything first
Correct.
to anyone. So I do it for my own sake. It gives whatever makes me happy. So I pretty much do that. And there is, I mean, there is a lot of thought.
I'm sure.
I practice in my head.
Yeah, that's the whole point, right? You have to relive it here, live that moment here, and make it here before it happens there.
So I am I walk in, but I've already sort of walked through the whole process. So very rarely am I surprised.
I like the way you said, no, when you walk in, you already walk through the process in your head, right?
It's gone through my head. So that's why I'm able to walk with that confidence. I mean, it's, and of course, adaptability is again very important tool for me, to adapt to an environment as soon as possible. So if I walk into a room, I need to know everything, what's where, and, I mean, I need to. So I guess it's become like second nature for me now. So I don't have to put a lot of thought into it. But again, to be standing there and people are genuinely happy.
Yeah.
They are so happy.
How does your mom feel about you when that happened?
Oh, she was like elated because she was in Indore. She was still alive. This happened in 2018. I lost her in 2019, unfortunately. So when I told them, I mean, she was obviously very happy, and I mean, she doesn't understand what it takes to go through all that.
Yeah.
But of course, for me to win anything for that matter. So she was like, as far as she was concerned, I could do everything as long as I believed in it, and I couldn't do anything wrong also.
Yeah, I'm going to pause you and ask this question. For people watching this, right? We have a behavior that we give some excuses in life, like, I can't do this because of this, or we justify, I'm not doing this because of this. But I'm seeing someone who's done everything. Can you give advice to people watching this to achieve anything in life, overcome any challenge? What would be your advice?
No, I think my only advice to people would be that, I mean, you can lie to the world, you can make all the excuses that you like, to others, but how can you justify it to yourself? In the sense, I feel that, if I say that I can't do this, in a way, I'm letting myself down. So in a way, my advice is that just have that belief in yourself. You need to really believe that, I mean, you're much, much more capable than you actually know. And it's only when you put yourself through these kind of, challenges or adversities, I think that's when you find your true self. And I can tell you, it is your potential is limitless. There's no limit to what a human being or individual can
I agree,
achieve.
Vikram, because I really believe people like you never see problems, they only see possibilities.
In fact, there are no problems and no
Yeah, you don't see
opportunities.
problems at all. You
There
only
are
see possibilities.
opportunities.
Yeah,
I mean, seriously, I mean, if there are no problems, imagine life. I mean, it'll be not worth living then.
I agree. I
So
agree.
I look at every problem as an opportunity.
Yep.
And if you look at it that way, you can actually overcome it faster and stronger you come out. If you look at it as a friend, like, that it's here to make me a better person. It's like, talking about pressure, when you
Correct.
apply pressure, that's when you really find, what your metal is, what you're made up of. So why would you run away from that?
I agree. Now, just tell me this. While growing up in Indore, what did you study?
So, I told you initially I was not allowed, like, I was not getting admission in regular schools, and my parents were very, like, adamant that I will go to the same school as my brother Vivek. So they went from one school to another, and they were being rejected, and I can only feel sorry for them, to get that rejection just based on my disability. I think no parent should go through that. But finally, they came to this school where the headmistress was a French national. She was a Miss Kelly, and she found nothing wrong with me. Her attitude was very different. So, and it was one of very, very posh schools. So my father couldn't afford the fees also. So she not only gave me and my brother admission, but she waived our fees. So finally, I get admission in school.
Thanks
So
to
I'm
her.
amongst regular kids, feeling normal, nothing awkward about myself. And of course, initially, because I couldn't write, so I used to give an oral examination. And I seriously now question, because I think I was just upgraded. I don't think I did that well, but I was just promoted to the next class, at least till fourth or fifth, maybe, because I needed that time to, and I think they realized that. So I've gone on then to do my graduation. I did my 12th, then I've gone on to do my BCom, then my master's in economics. I appeared twice for CAT. I cleared CAT twice, got rejected twice.
Okay.
Then, of course, after a gap of 23 years, I don't know, again, thanks to my mother, because she would say, you argue so well, you should become a lawyer. So I did LLB honors.
Okay, you done that also.
Yeah, after a gap of 23 years. Wow. I mean, that came in handy when I was actually applying for the license.
Yeah, I think, as you rightly said, in today's world, you have to be updated.
Yes.
Or else you're outdated. As simple as that, correct?
And updated doesn't mean like you have to, I mean, see, I did law. When I find it very practical, it does help. But I wasn't going to practice law. So it's as long as you keep yourself engaged in something.
Correct.
As long as you're learning something new, that is being updated. What it is, it's up to you. I mean, we leave that to the individual.
So you studied, then you are running a gas agency, right? That was your business.
The latest thing is I've just submitted my thesis. I hope I get my final Viva call, but I've completed my PhD.
Okay, you're waiting for the final Viva for you to get a PhD.
Yes, so then I should get my doctorate.
It's going to be a matter of time. We're going to call you Dr. Vikram. That's amazing. But you also did a business, gas agency.
Yes. I'm basically an entrepreneur, because after all that, we realized that I wasn't cut out for a job or service. So I had to be independent. So I had applied for a gas agency, an LPG distributorship. And it was immediately allotted to me. So at the age of 23, suddenly I find myself running a business. And again, nobody in our family had ever been in business. They were all government servants. So I'm the first generation businessman. So I started with an LPG distributorship. And then, I felt that there wasn't enough challenge in that. So then I had to do something. So I got into finance. I had an NBFC, as it was known in those days. Then moved on to a garment stitching unit. I was stitching knitwear. Then I moved on to a steel plant, a mini steel plant. So I think I have a truly entrepreneurial kind of spirit, because I've done very
Yeah, completely different.
Completely different business.
Mm.
And I think they all gave me a lot of confidence again.
Mm.
And I got to meet a lot of people.
Mm.
You know, my networking is great because of this also. Because if you stick to one line of work, you only come across people from that line.
Okay.
So I think my networking was great. But then somehow, you know, I realized again, as we keep saying, you know, we need to define our own definition of success.
Correct.
Because sometimes we get influenced by our friends and we feel, oh, this is good, but it's not your cup of tea.
Correct.
So too little, too late. But at least I realized that in 2009. So I wound up everything.
Okay.
And of course, my gas agency is still my bread and butter.
Mm.
And then because of my condition and because of my spirit or whatever you want to call it, I was being invited to just speak, you know, and share my experience.
You do a
with
lot of
students.
keynotes these days.
Yes.
To inspire
But
people.
it wasn't that, initially it was not that much, and it was very sporadic. I mean, in a sense, it was just sort of ad hoc kind of basis. So I realized if I'm going to do this, let me do it in a more organized way. So I registered an NGO.
Mm.
So I have a society by the name of Vital Spark.
Mm.
So Vital Spark Welfare Society, I registered in 2014.
Mm.
And then we created a brand called WIL, W-I-L, which stands for Winners in Life.
Lovely. Mm.
You know, people who have proved themselves. So that then, of course, has become now, I would say, sort of my, I don't know if I should use the word calling, or I think what motivates me.
To wake up every single morning. And
Yes, to wake up every single morning. And of course, this license has given me that, you know, earn the right to kind of. So, yes, I seem to be now very active in the field of, if I may use the word, disability. I am part of the Rehabilitation Council of India, several state committees, district committees, and I feel that I'm in a position to influence policy making. So that is my, you know, endeavor, I would like to think.
Okay. I know you use your feet as good as your legs. Can you show a little demo of how do you use your phone with your legs?
Oh, yes, of course. See, now I've been using my foot since the age of, say, 7, since the accident. So I'm quite adept.
Yeah.
So, and I improvise.
Yeah.
So if you allow me to just, can I do this?
Yeah, you can just shift it out.
I'll just move this out of the way and just pick up my phone. I use this lanyard because it really, you know, it makes it easier to pick up the phone if I want to pick it up with my mouth. So, you know, and I keep saying that I have evolved. I had used that word earlier also. So like earlier, I had a BlackBerry. Can you imagine, like with my toes?
You have to text,
Yeah, I used to use then of course now we have this, the touch screen. So I would place the phone either on my thigh. If there's no table, I'll just keep it here and I would just operate like this. And nowadays, because we have, like these are touch phones, I've even started using, say, my nose.
Oh.
It's like a pointer, right? It's right in your face. So you can do this.
Okay.
And I can make calls or I can even type messages.
Wow.
And then, of course, now I started using voice. So that also helps. So it's like, you know, it's...
and you hold the phone with...
And yeah, so once I dial, either I'm using a Bluetooth or otherwise I just hold it here. Like I keep telling people I'm a lefty. Because everything I've done, whether it's cricket, tennis, I've done it, you know, with my left stump. So I'll hold this, have my conversation, and I guess I can put it down like this. So, yeah.
So it works as good as your hands.
Yes. And like, let's say if I wanted to wear my specs, so I just take this. I can put it either directly to my face or sometimes I put it like this.
Works.
Yeah. And if I have to take it off like that.
Amazing, Vikram. It's so comfortable. You're doing faster than the hand, actually. Amazing what you're doing with your legs. Okay, tell me this. And a lot of people are watching this, and I'm sure what you're saying is very, 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 very inspiring. And not only you're a serial entrepreneur, now you have a foundation to give back. That's your calling now. And for me, still that racing, I'm still not able to get over that. You went in with a normal car, went to a professional thing and came second runners. I still can't get over that.
And, you know, to really blow your mind, I've participated in 7 events. I have 5 podium finishes out of 7.
I really don't know what to say. I know you're a
And-
F1 buff, but seriously, that has gone in
And
somewhere.
then, and one of them is actually in a sprint.
Mm,
So when I got carried away, so I said, let me try other formats.
mm,
So in a sprint where there's a track and you have to, whether they lay a track and you have to drive on that,
mm.
I came again second runners up in that also.
Wow.
And again it was Celerio, which is an automatic. So you can imagine the gear shift actually loses a lot of time.
Mm,
And then when you have to do those hairpin turns,
Mm.
a lot of the professionals use a handbrake, which I cannot.
mm.
But somehow still I got my car to turn around completely.
And
Yeah.
and still had the speed to finish it up as a runners up or a
Yes.
podium.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. Something divinely works in you when you drive a car, I guess. There's
It happens actually, when I drive, if somebody were to put sensors on my brain, it'll be like there is not much thought involved.
I think it's meditation for you.
Yes, I am in a state of actually meditating. You're right. I mean, I love it. I'm like one with the car.
Mm,
I love to drive in silence, firstly,
mm, mm,
because I want to hear the engine or what's happening around me.
Mm.
A lot of people play blaring music and you don't know what's happening around you.
Correct.
But I like to drive in silence. I like to hear the sound of the engine.
Mm.
I am one
Mm.
with the car. When taking a turn,
Mm.
it comes touch. I mean, I don't want to jinx it, but it comes very organically to me.
Yeah. I'm telling you, I saw you in a Success Gyan training room, and in fact, I shot a video. I was telling somebody you were jumping on stage. Of course, Prachi is there. We're going to talk about it. You were jumping on stage, and it was just amazing to see you're so alive, full of life. And tell me why learning is very important at this age. After being really successful, inspiring people, you yourself as a keynote speaker, why still learning is very important?
It makes me feel good about myself.
Mm.
Because I consider myself to be, I mean, how do I put it? Like sort of a Renaissance man. I mean, I would like to keep. I like cooking. I'm a good cook. I mean, I know how to cook, and I love paintings. I would like to paint someday, and I like to read good things. I mean, I want the thought in your mind. It's what actually makes a person. So if you have these kind of, it adds to the confidence. So maybe it is for the confidence that I do it, and I realize that there's so much and so little time, and you don't get an opportunity. You don't get a lot of opportunities where you get this kind of knowledge.
I agree.
So actually attending this program, I think, was transformational. I mean, coming from Indore, unfortunately, we don't have such events. And even if they do, somehow, I was never motivated. Maybe, my friends were not motivating enough. But ever since, I got married to Prachi, and, how she is. So she was the reason, in fact, and I'm glad. I'm grateful to her. But I feel that it's important for me to feel good about myself, that I keep learning.
Let's talk about Prachi. Tell her influence in your life, and when did you guys meet? How did this love happen, marriage happen? How did that happen?
Prachi, I've known since 2016. She was working at that point with IIM Indore as a counselor, and she invited me for an event. By then, I had attained that celebrity status.
Yes.
The man with the license and things like that. So she invited me, and from the first moment, I just love her spirit. I had so much admiration for her. She was so focused and dedicated to her cause, her work. What she was doing. That I was always, in fact, if I may use the word, in awe of her. Because I'm a little casual at times, but she was like. And of course, she's very pretty.
Yep.
That is what hits you first. She's and very friendly, very confident.
Yeah, she's very warm. You can just see her vibe is so open, friendly, warm. She naturally gravitates people towards her.
So I was like, yeah, I like this. I mean, I like her company. And so we would keep meeting or running into each other. And I would promise her that I'll take her for a drive, but it never worked out. It was like, and so I guess time just went by, and somehow in 2022, again, we met at an event, at a party, and she was accusing me of being a a liar. This is, you probably said you didn't take me, and I was like, no, no, no. So finally, I decided, no, I have to do something about it. So I planned this elaborate, kind of a drive, and then that turned into sort of a date, and then we started seeing each other more often. In fact, what also brought us closer was that we both realized that we've had very strong parents, and especially our mothers, and we thought of coming up with a podcast where we, speak about our own experience, and of course, then make a community, you know. So that was something that we wanted. Unfortunately, that hasn't worked out, but we kind of came close, and then I don't know, I just felt that she's the person for me.
Now that you're in greater than, let me inspire you to start a podcast, because I think you and Prachi together
Yes.
will really inspire a lot of people. Please go ahead and do not stop there. Please go.
I guess we needed that affirmation, but because I tell you, Prachi being a psychologist, by the way, I didn't mention that, she's somebody who has a practice, she has a clinic, so she's helping a lot of people. That was another thing that I was really, I admired about her, that she's actually helping people, overcome their mental health, and how mental health has become a pandemic now.
She's also differently abled.
Yes, she was born with a condition, AMC as it's known, where the joints, the muscles, and they don't develop like normal children. So it's a no-cause disease. Nobody knows why it happens. But again, it has not affected her spirit.
Yeah, I've seen her. She is
drive.
full of life, energy.
Yes. So
always smiling.
So she did her master's in psychology, living all by herself in Mumbai, of all the places.
On her own.
On her own. SNDT, there's a university. She did her master's from that place, living in a hostel. And our hostels are, again, not that accessible, but I don't know how she managed. I mean, if somebody had said move to Bombay and study, I would have said, no. It's like,
you literally are a power couple, right? Literally. All amazing, inspiring on your own. But when you come together, I think there's some magic. And that's why you should start the podcast.
Yes, I think there is magic. I mean, it is because the way we have actually connected with each other, I think we are, we support each other like wholeheartedly, in the sense. And I always wanted, how do I put it? Somebody who even challenges me. Which is not very difficult. I can tell you one thing. I'm not somebody who can be easily,
You love challenges, but not can be easily challenged.
Yes.
Yeah.
So naturally, it's very difficult for a lady to live with me in that case, because you can't be in awe of me all the time.
Correct.
So she's somebody who's is unperturbed by all this. She's not bothered. Yeah, okay, fine. In fact, she feels that there's so much more I could have done or I should be doing, and you're not doing it. I think.
No, she's someone who's pushing you. I can see that. She really wants you to do more.
So anyhow, so we dated, we sort of courtship, if I may say so, for almost little less than 1.5 years. And in 2024, February, we tied the knot. We got married, and Prachi wanted the whole. How do I put it? Like a proper ceremonial kind of wedding. She wanted that I should perform all the ceremonies.
Okay.
And I was feeling awkward because, I don't know, I didn't want to offend anybody's sentiments, if I were to use my feet to do this or that, during the rituals. But she said, no, you have to do it. So from putting on the garland, Varmala, to putting the, the vermilion, the sindoor, you put it on a coin and then you put it in the, I did that without a single drop falling on her nose. Most men end up...
when with your fingers you do it, it doesn't normally...
So we had proper sangeet, and we had the feras, and I was wearing the sherwani, and we had a blast.
I really wish both of you to really inspire more people in this journey. And your tribute to your mom is your book.
Yes.
Look Ma, No Hands. Can you talk about that book? I love the book and what you wrote for me in that book. I love the book.
Yeah, somewhere I'd read that the best way to deal with any adversity is to find meaning in it. I don't know if it was Viktor Frankl or somebody, I think, Man's Search for Meaning, that if you can attach some kind of meaning to any kind of loss, it makes it easier to sort of, overcome that. So in 2019, I lost my mother. It was very sudden, sort of, and of course, she was my best friend. And I was really missing her a lot. So I was like, I need to do something, in her memory. So I thought, like, the way she inspired me at the age of 7. So why don't I write a children's book, and highlight the role of a mother? I mean, I'm not the hero in that book. My mother is the hero.
Yes.
So I've dedicated that out, like it's a tribute to my late mother and all the mothers of the world. So it's like, so I came up with this book called Look Ma, No Hands. It's a typical...
I love the illustration, the way it's done. It's such a beautiful, easy read, but your whole essence of your life and the role your mother's played comes across the book. And
Again,
it's very simple and inspiring.
Yes, it was the first time. And I came across this animator from Ludhiana I'd never met before. When things have to work out, it just works out.
Yeah, the universe conspires and puts the right people before you.
Yes. So I got in touch with this guy, and because I'm quite articulate, like, I'm able to explain. So I would explain the emotion to him, what expressions, I want at that point. So he was able to capture that, I think, quite, well. So the book was ready, but I was very adamant again that I'm not going to self-publish because I want this book to reach people. And for that, I need a good publisher.
Correct.
So I was looking around for a publisher, wasn't able to find one. So then, of course, Prachi walks into my life and things, start turning and start like suddenly everything moves in a positive direction. Mr. Anand Mahindra tweeted about me, like, that he came across my, somewhere he read about me and he was like, I would like to congratulate him and things like that. And that tweet, a lady read who used to live in my society in Bombay, and she connected with me. And she was an editor with Indian, newspaper. So retired now. So I told her about my book. She said, I have a friend who's an agent. Let me, speak to her. So one thing led to another. And finally, I managed to get Tulika Publications from Chennai to publish my book. And then we had an amazing grand launch at the Bangalore Literature Fest.
Fantastic.
So again, these are things I can't explain how and why. It's like if you ask me, because all I decided was I'm not going to self-publish. That's all.
Yeah.
But the rest I was not aware of how it's going to happen. And somehow being in Indore has its advantages, but again has a lot of disadvantages also.
I agree. So that's how the book came up, as a tribute to your mom.
Yes, it's a tribute to my mother, and it's actually, again, it's like what my mother did for me. This book definitely guaranteed will inspire kids. Whoever goes through that book will have a different mindset.
Vikram, tell me this, right? Because you've been through what you've been through. What should the society and the government do to make life easy for differently abled people?
See, I guess I'll come to society first. Because I think we need the society to make such a environment where everyone feels equal. Where everyone has the right to express themselves, has the right to a job or whatever it is, so we need to make a more friendly society.
The discrimination has to stop.
The discrimination has to stop, and you can't always keep thinking that if you see a differently able person, you're not doing it for them. I don't want to put it like so bluntly, but it could happen to anyone.
Yes.
You could be next. So do it for yourself. Make the world a better place. Inside, we talk about accessibility. It's just a word. It's like, India is still far behind. And we know that.
So the infrastructure should be done.
Infrastructure, the mindset. First change your mindset. Then you will go, see, if you have the mindset, when a building is being constructed, you first make a ramp automatically.
Yep.
It's like if the thought is there, rest will automatically follow. So I think we in our minds have to first accept differently able people as part of the society.
Correct.
And not people we shun or run away from. They're not a liability. In fact, imagine if these people start contributing. It's a very large number. The GDP, if nothing else, the economy will flourish.
Correct.
And of course, all we need to do is just give them a chance.
That's
Give them their, like a place to prove themselves. Let's give them that opportunity. Nothing more. Don't have sympathy or, feeling sorry for someone is the worst thing you can do.
Yeah.
And that is what, in fact, then a lot of the differently able people start sort of accepting or, expecting. In the sense, that the government is going to give me this, and like literally like a dole or something like that.
So you don't need sympathy. All you want to be treated equal. And also have a mindset to include them, be inclusive.
Yes.
That's all.
I mean, look beyond. I mean, in the sense, don't judge a book by its cover. I said that earlier, I mean, people first, as, many times Prachi, my wife, would keep saying that they're also, after all, they're human beings. There's a name, and you can just go and talk to them instead of like we're trying to stay away or maintain your distance. I think we should make it a more conducive kind of environment for everyone.
Yeah, Vikram, your message is loud and clear. People watching this, I'm sure they're inspired and they start seeing things differently from now on.
Because see, the government obviously has a major role to play because they have the resources, but the society at large. I mean, the politicians also come from the same society after all. So it's a mindset that we need to create. We can't look up to the government for everything every time. I don't know why we do that. Charity begins at home.
Correct.
Let's start from within and then we'll think about it.
That's the right message. Thank you, Vikram. Second thing, for parents who have children who are disabled, what message would you give them?
See, children are a blessing. I think parents know that. I mean, so I think firstly, enjoy every moment. I mean, in the sense, they're not a liability. I think it's your attitude. Like my parents, we had, I mean, when I actually think back, I can only remember all the fun that we've had together. In the sense, there are a lot of issues, there'll be a lot of problems, but you don't have to, it doesn't need to reflect in your behavior. So at least whatever time you have, or whatever time you spend with your child, it should be a memorable one.
Correct.
And then, of course, you need to instill that confidence that they are no less.
One is accept the situation the way it is, also understand and see the bright side. Because I always believe there's a balance, universe always does. Sure. If you're different able, there's some other gift you're going to get. Yes. And we always see that some other gift kind of balances it. And for the person who's differently abled, he doesn't see it like that. He sees it like normal. So we just need to, as you rightly said, create that environment for that person to really flourish.
I'll paint a picture for you. Imagine like a differently able child and a family, they go out, they're just having fun. So everyone who's watching that, the feeling that you get, it's like, because if the families accepted this, they're having fun, the rest will also join in.
Correct.
If you don't accept, you can't expect others to do it. I mean, a mother and son playing, that's like, so it's as simple as that.
Yep, that's the first thing needed. Okay, we have two traditions in Greater Than Podcast,
yes.
Vikram. First one is something called 3, 2, 1. Okay. You have no idea what 3, 2 and 1 is going to come. So the first 3 is 3 people who have impacted you. If only 3 people you have to name, who are they?
I mean, it's quite obvious.
Your mother is there on the list. I know for sure.
I think, again, see, let's not make it 1, 2, 3 or something, I'm just like, so number 1, again, I'm not doing that. But of course, mother, always, I think she comes first. Then, of course, father, my elder brother, he loves me like crazy. I mean, like, he still treats me like his younger, kid brother. If I may add a 4th to you.
Okay, go for it.
Because I would be doing injustice if I don't. That would be Prachi, my wife.
So 3 has become 4 for you. It's your mother, father, your elder brother, and Prachi.
Yes, I think these 4 people are or have played. I mean, I think, I really depend on them for my happiness, for my, confidence, whatever you want to call it. But without any of this, I mean, I've lost my mother, but so I think these
4 instead of 3. Okay, 2 things. 2 value system which has helped you reach where you are right now in life. Any 2 value system?
gratitude. If I'm somebody who's very grateful, because I feel that I'm very fortunate, and some of the things that I've done, I've maybe not put in that much effort, but I think I'm very grateful. Um, so gratitude is definitely one, and the other value system would be, with courage qualify as one.
Yeah, you can.
Yeah, I think courage to actually stand up for what I believe and fight for my rights. I love to fight.
I can see that. You got your license. Nobody could stop you.
Nobody can just put me down on the basis of my, my appearance. Not even, I would not call it a disability.
Correct.
That's not my problem. That's your problem. You deal with it.
Correct.
Why should I have to compromise for that?
Correct.
So I think, courage is something that, so I would stand up for anyone. For that matter.
Got it. Okay, the last one. One quote which you stand by, or one quote which influenced you. One quote.
So the quote that actually I think really influenced me has something to do with inclusion also. It was Mahatma Gandhi who said that a measure of a developed society is in the way we treat the vulnerable people in the society. The people who actually need our help or who need our attention. We talk about, I don't know what really GDP is.
But the pure words of wisdom from Mahatma Gandhi, right? It's brilliant what he said. Yeah.
We are humans, and we are humans first. So if we can't treat each other well, we don't have a right to be human.
Correct.
That is a developed society where we treat each and every individual with respect, with dignity, with, it's so, for me, that is something that is paramount.
I agree.
I don't care whether we have money or not. Who cares? But then let's be nice to each other. Let's be open and receptive, and in the sense. So that is for me, because I am a champion for inclusion.
Let that message go out to the world out there watching here. I think we have to be inclusive, irrespective of whatever you see. What you rightly said, it's only appearances, right? Nothing else, nothing beyond that. As simple as that. So let's treat humans like humans. And really, really include everyone we know around us. Just have a conversation. Don't treat them like outsiders, or they don't need sympathy.
Yes.
They just need to be treated like a fellow human being. That's it.
I was asked this question because a lot of people are in two minds, or they doubt whether, when they see a person with disability, they don't know whether they should offer help because the person might mind that, or, do they actually want help? So they're in two minds. So again, we were discussing this, and Prachi first said that the best way is just, first go and strike a conversation.
Yep.
Introduce yourself. Just strike a conversation first. And then you can always ask, would you like me to help you? It's I
think that's the best way
to do it. Even walking up and just asking also might be a little blunt or abrupt or something. But if you just walk up, hi, I'm so-and-so, and hey, that would be an icebreaker at least. And then you can gently ask, would you like me to do something for you? And yes, yeah. So there are ways to actually go about it.
I agree, Vikram. First and second tradition we have a bunch of bands called affirmation bands in Success Gyan.
Okay.
These are greater than brands, and these affirmation bands. I'm
going to take off my shoes.
So you're going to do something which has never happened before. You're going to whichever band which aligns with you.
Okay.
You can choose one, and you want to wear it in your hands. We know what your hands are, right?
So, may I wear my specs so that I can read what's actually this stuff? This. Wow. Would you like me to hold on to that?
I can hold it for you.
My progress greater than me. My action greater than my intention.
Which one aligns for you?
I think I will. My impact is greater than. No, not this one.
Okay.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, I guess. Yeah. Okay. My impact greater than my influence.
Okay, we go with my impact greater than my influence.
Yeah. So now this is going to be another
this has never happened in my podcast. Okay.
So I'm going to use my other foot and I'm going to use the edge of this table. Again, I've never done this in my life ever. So I don't know how, but again, I think it can be done. I just have to bring it around.
There's nothing that you can't do, Vikram. That much I know now.
Hey, if others can do it, I can easily do it. So here it is.
Awesome.
So and I can turn it around now that it's here.
My impact is greater than my influence. Your impact is definitely greater than your influence, Vikram. Okay, one last thing. Your final...
Can I keep this?
It's yours. That's why the band is there. It's yours. It's yours.
Thank you.
That's the ritual here. Your final words for people watching this.
I mean, again, I'm somebody who is, I like to simplify things. I don't want to complicate things. And I think a lot of people have this habit of complicating, when it came to driving, whether it came to, so many things, they try to either dissuade me or say it's too complicated, you can't do it. So I feel that life is simple, in the sense, let's not go around making it like, complicated and more difficult for us. If you can simplify every process, if you can break down every process, you'll find that, the core is very, very simple in the sense what's inside is. So I think my request or suggestion to everyone is that try to simplify things for yourself and people around you.
Thank you, Vikram. I thoroughly enjoyed this podcast with you.
The pleasure was all mine.
The first time I met you inspired me, but I think what we spoke is really inspiring for everyone who's watching. It's big thank you. I really wish you all the very best. You and Prachi should go and inspire many people. Continue with your keynotes. Please start the podcast and please inspire people. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Suren, for having me here. For giving me this opportunity. And I love talking to you.
Thank you. The pleasure was mine.
Thank you.
Thank you for staying till the end. This podcast is about helping you shift perspectives, push your limits, and take steps that actually move you forward. Just remember that you're greater than anything life throws at you. I am Surendran Jayshekhar signing off. We'll see you again next Friday at 8 p.m. Until then, love yourself. Don't take life too seriously. Live a life of meaning and purpose.